Hi there, my name's Ben Martins and I'm one of the automotive application specialists here at Pico Technology, and today we are going to be looking at the Waveform Library, which is a feature which is only with the Automotive software. So we'll get started. What do you need to access it? So first of all, we're going to need an Automotive scope. Either of the 4000 series is absolutely fine, and we're also going to need to have the Automotive software. Now, if we haven't got that downloaded already, very easy to find on www.picoauto.com. Head to the downloads page and it is free to download. However, one of the important things to remember with the Waveform Library is we do need to have an Automotive scope connected in order to access it. We also need a good internet connection, and we also need to be registered to the Pico forum. So let's get started and how we actually need to set up. So we're going to open the software, and then up in the top left hand corner there under the file option or file tab, there is the option for Waveform Library Browser. So by selecting that, we'll automatically sent to another pop-out window. Now, so at this point, this is where you need to log in. So if you already haven't created an account, then there's an option here for register an account, and it will open up an internet browser, and then ask you to set yourself up and register to the forum. So it's quite simple. It's free to do. It's very easy. So once you've agreed to those terms and set up your account, you're ready to access. So your username will be whatever your username is, and your password. And we're automatically in. There's been a number of improvements lately to the Waveform Library, so it should be a lot faster and a lot more stable than what it has been in the past. Okay, so now once we're logged into the Waveform Library, you'll notice that we have a number of search options here on the left-hand side. Let's start with looking at the make. Now you'll notice on here that there is a vast number of options here. Not all of the vehicles have actually waveforms associated with them, but which ones are relevant is the fact that there is a number in brackets behind the make. So for Volkswagen, for instance, there are 379 waveforms, Volvo 302, etc., etc. So let's start by looking for a VW. As you can see, we now have some waveforms already associated with Volkswagen populated in the right-hand grid. However, if we want to narrow our search further, we want to select model. And again, the same principle applies with the waveforms that are relevant to the model. So Passat there, 47, Polo 79, and so on. So let's just click Transporter. Now, it may be that one of the most common uses for this waveform library is for cam and crank synchronization for timing. Sometimes it's nice to know if you've got a known good one, or if you're in the right area, or if you're not really sure what it should look like. Getting a known good is always the best option. So hopefully we can find one for a Volkswagen Transporter, for instance. Now, if we want to narrow this search down even further, we can obviously see engine details, so you could put your engine code if it's known, primary fuel. However, if we actually know what it is we want to look for, we could actually just go straight to channel details and just add, let's say, crankshaft sensor, for instance. So we can see here again, same idea again. So the number of waveforms is relevant to this figure that's behind or next to the label. So we're going to go crankshaft sensor Hall effect. And again, we could add more channels in, but now we've got showing 1 to 24 of waveforms that are possibly there. So we can click on the image and that will help highlight it even more, so we can actually see, is it relevant? Is it something like what I've got? Is it something that I need? We could, if we wanted to, just load in the crankshaft Hall effect or camshaft or injector. We can also click Open Waveform. Now here at Pico, some of us are obviously administrators and monitors of the Waveform Library. This is why I have this option here for request removal. This will also be on your own waveform. So if you've logged in and these are your own waveforms, as you can see, it's got uploaded here by Ben.Martins, that's myself. then you have the option to request and remove that waveform if you know that it isn't actually a good one, or if you've uploaded it by mistake. So there is always options there. So I'm going to click Open Waveform. And what it will do is it will automatically pull this down from Pico servers. We can see how it's actually now loaded, or it's saying that it's loading. And then it should be there. So we can minimize the waveform library, and there we have it. Our waveform has loaded in. So we can use this as a preset. We can use this to make measurements about known good ones. We can also use it as almost like a guided test, like I said, as a reference. So if we set up our scope and our vehicle in the same way that this waveform that we pulled in from the library, then we can actually use it and just directly connect to the vehicle and press go and start the measurement. So from here, if this was the case, so if we've made this capture now, and what we want to do is we now know that this is a known good, how do we then upload that waveform to the waveform library? Same principle again. We need to make sure that we are logged in, we have an internet connection, and we also have our scope connected. If we click on the save option, or save as, you'll see now that there's a number of details that have already been filled in. To upload any waveform to the library, there needs to be a set amount of these items that need to be filled in. So your make and model need to be filled in, the year. Engine code is optional, however, it's also important for other users going forward. And obviously any information that you want to supply. So you could add notes in about how you've pinned into the vehicle, which one it was, which color it was. All that information is going to help everybody out. You click on share, it will say saving, and then it's automatically uploaded. So if we go back to the library, we should now see that, there we go. So I've actually already had this option to say that this waveform has already been uploaded. So it's given me that warning. However, if it was a known good one that you hadn't already uploaded, it would just upload naturally. Okay, so that's save and share. Obviously, the more details, the waveform library is very much, it's set upon by you guys out there that are uploading to it. So it's only ever as good as that information is that you can supply. We do monitor it here at Pico, and obviously if you can see ones that you're not sure of, you don't think they're right, then please let us know and we can sort that out. But it is up to you guys to make sure that these are known good, that these aren't just rubbish waveforms, that they are there to help us all out. Okay, so what about your own waveforms? If you think about your own reference waveform library, you can start collecting your own known good versions. If you upload them to the Pico waveform library, they're automatically saved. So if you ever had the problem where your laptop died or you got a new laptop, if you've already got these catalogued somewhere on that PC, you may want to go, well, hang on, how do I move them and transfer them back again? If you just save and share to every waveform that you do, your waveform library is already there and it's saved and stored and it's there to keep, and you can pull down any of these at any point that you want. Okay, so that's a little piece about the waveform library. I hope that helps, and I hope that you'll start getting going and uploading and sharing your waveforms. If you do need any help, then there is the forum which you'll now have access to with that with your login. So feel free to get stuck in there as well. There's plenty of guys in the whole world that are there to help each other out. If there's anything we can do to help, then obviously please contact us as well. Other than that, thank you for watching.